What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another day in the life of someone with a BBL. I'm just kidding. Welcome back to the Stella Herself podcast. As always, don't forget to share this on your IG story. Tweet me a pic of you listening. Okay, I didn't want this in it because it's not really like... We'll put it right there. I want the hydration to be accessible, but not in the way. And comment down below if you're watching this on YouTube. And let me know your thoughts on anything. So, y'all, it is motherfucking Gemini season now. It's about to be Mercury retrograde. How are y'all feeling? I'm honestly feeling good because it's finally sunny out. And honestly, I just love Gemini season. Like, say what you will about Geminis. Which, by the way, I mean, we're going to get into it, but we'll get into it. But Gemini season is, like, one of my favorites. I just feel like it's so fun. And, like, it's really the beginning of summer, you know? So I just feel like it's, like, just a good time. Yeah, I don't know. Whoa. I got a fucking large cold brew from Dunkin'. Some of the ice has melted, but it's literally, I've drunk in like an inch, you know, and I already feel over caffeinated. So that's great. Really setting the tone for my day. I'm excited because I'm filming a like day in my life or day in my work day in my work in my day. But for Instagram, I saw someone else do it, and then I was looking up, you know, just like different things on Pinterest, and I saw it again, so I was like, I'm gonna do that because I've never really done like a whole like almost a vlog on my Instagram story. So it will have already have gone up by the time this podcast is out, but let me know if you've seen it and if you want more like that. I'm excited, like hopefully it goes well, but I'm doing it like the day before I'm gonna post it just so everything's like ready to go. Anyway, this is a good time. Yeah, let's just talk about Gemini season, I guess. I was very surprised because y'all know I do the, like, what are your thoughts on whatever current zodiac season it is? And I expected there to be a lot more hate for Geminis, but no. I think Pisces got the most hate so far this year. There was, like, so much hate on Pisces. I was kind of like, damn, I feel bad posting some of these, but, like, part of the thing is I like to incite the tea. So I did post some, you know, but everything for Geminis was like very positive. And I mean, Geminis are so fun, like especially as a Leo, you know, I definitely can get along with Geminis, but it's just like, I don't know, I mean, they're kind of known as being like two-faced. I think it really is like, they're just interested in a lot of different things, and like, they're just very down for like a lot of different experiences, different people, different like lifestyles. So sometimes I feel like, especially if someone's maybe not aware of that in themselves, at least in my experience, I've kind of noticed like it can seem like, you know, they think you're like the best person in the world, and you guys like your guys' bond is like amazing and just like the best, but then it'll seem like they just like totally switch up on you. And it's just like, it's just classic. Like, if astrology is not real, then why is it real? Because that's just happened with so many Geminis. Like, so that's kind of my experience, but it's definitely like at first love. It's like if you can handle the lies and like the switch up, what is there not to love? Yeah, I feel like in general though, I'm not really ever really close friends with air signs, even though as a fire sign, you know, it's kind of like the opposite. Maybe if it was an air sign with like a lot of earth or something, but y'all know me, I'm all about the earth and water signs. Just more my kind of vibe. But yeah, so fun, like definitely so fun. Definitely had some antics. If y'all are not watching my weekly vlogs, you know, the antics are very dispersed. I will literally go back and just watch the antic parts of my vlogs to relive it. But there's some funny ones coming up. Like, it's just so funny. And it's funny how I can be drinking and still be like, I need to vlog. Wait, I need to vlog. Like, I should be doing this on TikTok low key. So I think next time I go out, I'm going to like not vlog it, but like TikTok it and just, I feel like I follow a couple girls who just like, it's like they vlog on TikTok almost. So it's like that much funnier. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'm just so excited for like summer. Y'all already know the vibes. But let me know your thoughts on Geminis and like, Gemini season. So, air sign, it is a season to like be social, be interested in new things. I read something that was like, because it's a Sag full moon, I think low-key maybe the day that this podcast goes up or maybe the day before, it's like a good time to travel. But then they were like, it's also Mercury retrograde and a pandemic, so use caution. But like, traditionally in the old days speaking, it would be like that kind of vibe. They were like, take a road trip or just like try something new, be with your friends, whatever. Yeah, I love a Sag. I really do. So, Sag, Gemini, this is just a great season. Like, I love Gemini season. Like, and my air signs, like Apple Music playlist, I made that playlist. I kind of need to like edit a little bit of it, but at least the beginning of it, I just imagine being like on a boat and it's just like warm outside but not too hot, and you just feel good, and it's just like so nice out, and you're like just a little bit lit. Like, I think it's my favorite playlist. Again, I need to edit part of it, but like, yeah, just yay. Okay, what did I actually want to talk about? So I wanted to talk about something kind of going along with the theme of, setting boundaries and whatnot. And I was actually just talking to my mom and sister about this. But we were talking about how it's so important to like set boundaries up front instead of, letting something slide, letting something small slide, it's not a big deal, whatever. I'll just wait to say something until it's a bigger deal. No, bitch, especially in dating, which is like kind of what we were talking about. But it's like, you need to fucking speak up as soon as something is like, you're kind of like, Like, if someone says, like, literally small things. And I know, like, for me as someone who, which I feel like I say this in every podcast these days, but I don't care because I'm still, every day, I fucking try, okay? As someone who, it's always been kind of, like, hard for me to, like, quote unquote, cause conflict or like, speak up or set a boundary at the cost of like keeping the peace. Like, okay, maybe this will start some tea, but like I would rather start the drama, quote unquote drama. Like sometimes, usually it's like fine, but it can feel like, oh my God, I'm causing conflict. I'm being a bitch. I'm being high maintenance. I'm being rude. I just want to be like, I just want to keep the peace, whatever. No, bitch, we're setting boundaries and we are causing drama if we need to. I forget what I was saying before, like the phrase. Anyway, so I've just been practicing like doing that again, especially when it does come to dating and like, when you're kind of like first talking to someone, if someone says they're about to call me back and then they don't, depending on the vibe, obviously, like someone says they're about to call you right back, but then they take an hour to call you back or something, say something, be like, why did you take this long? Or like, if someone, just makes a small little comment, call them out on it. Why do you have an attitude with me? And as someone who I've never really done that, it's honestly been a little fun. And I just really try to like think of my role models such as JWoww. Who else? But you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I just have to remind myself, especially again with new people and like dating and like just starting to get to know someone. It's like they don't know my history of like, this has been hard for me before, or I used to not really be as strong at setting boundaries or whatever. They don't know any of that. So I have like this fresh slate of like, I can start building. I can set the boundary up front. I can let them know I'm not going to tolerate bullshit, okay? And then I think also when you combine that with like self-worth, self-love, it's like less scary because you have this understanding and knowing that like, okay, if they don't respect the boundary or they do think I'm a bitch or this does turn them off or turn them away, good, because why would I want someone that would react that way to just like me setting a boundary? I'm not saying like go out of your way to like be mean or rude. Like, I don't know. I know some of y'all can relate, like your flirtation strategy maybe is like being mean. I know a few girls like that. I'm just like naturally not like that. Like, I think that's a Leo too. It's just like, I want to be like he, like, especially if I like someone, like I'm more of a he. But yeah, so even I feel like with that, it can be even harder. Because sometimes it can just feel like such a contrast. You know, it's like, oh, I usually just want to be flirtatious and nice and like just a good time. So then when shit hits the fan, or even if something small happens and I need to speak up, it can feel like, oh my God, so shocking, or like, how are they going to react? But it's all the more important to do that, because it's like, yeah, I'm going to be nice when you're acting right, okay? Yeah, I think that was also something I had to learn. You know, there's like, you can be a genuinely nice, kind person with good intentions and still cause conflict sometimes. Because, you know, just because you don't, because we all feel stuff, you know, we all can feel disrespected at times, or angry or sad or upset. Just because you don't express that feeling or, you know, communicate your emotions, it doesn't mean that you're going to stop feeling it. So if you think that, you know, oh, I'm keeping the peace by not speaking up, or by not, you know, communicating, or telling this person that they were out of line, or that I'm not okay with that, or whatever, it's like, it's still going to eat me away inside. And then I'm just going to start to build up resentment towards this person because I feel like they should say something. But it's like, how would they even know when it's like, you know, on the outside, it just appears like I'm fine with it. Does that make sense? Like, that took me so long to learn. People can't read minds, and especially like if you're scared to like express how you feel and to be vulnerable, it's like you keep practicing that. I keep practicing that, so you get so good at like masking your emotions. So obviously the people around you aren't going to be able to tell, unless it just is like really awkward and like they can feel the tension, but you're just like, I'm fine. But then it's still like, okay, well, she says she's fine, so I guess she'll come to me when she's ready to talk. But then you never do, and it just like creates beef. But then no one's really sure what the beef is because no one talks. It's just like, let's lay it out in the open. And that doesn't mean like start a huge fight, but it means like, okay, I'm going to express how I feel in a calm way, or like say I'm not okay with that, or whatever. Like, be straightforward. You don't have to like add the theatrics of like fighting. I mean, unless you have to, but like, then it's like, okay, I know. And then also something I've realized, you know, you have to like, it's like when you do explicitly say how you feel, then you can reference that and be like, like if they act up again or bring it up again or whatever, you can be like, I specifically said this, so I don't know why you're still like, still don't know what I mean, or whatever. Like, I just think of, you know, if a guy wants to pursue you and you explicitly say like, no, I don't think of you in that way, or I just think of you as a friend, instead of like, haha, maybe sometime, haha, you know, you feel like you're being nice, but you're really actually like not being honest, and like in their mind, you know, they're not going to take that hint. They're going to be like, oh, well, she didn't say no, so I'm going to keep bothering him. I'm going to keep asking. Whereas if you say, I don't think of you like the way, I'm not interested, please leave me alone, or whatever, you physically have the, either like the text, the physical evidence, or you have the reference of like, I said this specifically. So it just like honestly makes your life easier. And it just takes so much practice. Y'all know how much I fucking talked about this over these past few months, especially, I feel. And it's just really interesting to like keep learning stuff and like keep kind of realizing like how important this is, and like how, I guess, integrated all of these experiences are in our everyday lives, where we need to like, where it occurs, or like where we need to like set a boundary, or just like where it applies, you know. It's like, fuck, it's not always like this huge drama. It's like just like a little thing, or like a little just like odd comment, or like odd little situation, or just like kind of a weird vibe here and there, and like you just need to say something right away. And I know I keep saying it in every episode, but the more you practice it, the easier it gets, and you just save yourself so much time and bullshit. Like, it's like I try not to think about past experiences, because it's like, okay, I didn't know, or like, let me be easy on myself. Like, you only know what you know. But it's like, damn, that whole conflict that was drawn out for weeks because no one wanted to fucking speak up and say anything could have literally just been one conversation, and that would have been it. It's just like, oh my God. And it's just like, I think especially with all this self-awareness, it's like,
I start to recognize it in other people, like when other people get uncomfortable expressing how they feel, or like, you know, when other people say stuff like, I don't care. It's like, okay, you obviously do care. And it's like, oh, I kind of, so not, and I mean, I feel like that's kind of classic for like a self-growth. Like you realize stuff and then it's like, you kind of want to teach everyone. Don't do that. Like I come on here and talk about it, but it's like, you have to like stay in your own lane, you know? You can't like teach other people their lessons for them. But it's just interesting in my mind to like kind of notice like, oh my God, yeah, I used to say stuff like that, or I used to act like that, or I used to be scared. I mean, it's like, obviously sometimes it is still scary, but like, it's just interesting. And it just proves awareness, like, okay, this has nothing to do with any of these people. Everyone's on their own path. It's not my job to fucking teach anyone anything. Like, obviously I come on here and talk, but that's it. Or like having a conversation about it with someone where like you're both on the same page, but not like, oh, I see you're like that's so fucking annoying. Like, oh, I see you said this. Let me be your fucking therapist right now and give you unsolicited advice. Like, no, please don't do that to anyone. Fuck, so annoying. Ew. Yeah. Anyway, it's just like a fun time. Dude, so this is a fucking, like, this I don't care about sharing because I think it was in my Get Ready With Me or a vlog or something. But it's like sometimes I'll have an experience and I'll be like, damn, I wish I could tell y'all about it. But sometimes it's just like not even too personal for me, but it's like if there's another person involved that's like in my life, it's like I'm not gonna like share that because it's not just my business. But this was with a random, so I don't care. So basically me and Bidney went out. It's gonna be in the vlog, not this situation, but the going out's gonna be in the vlog. We sat at this table with 3 chairs and we had other people coming, but it was like our friend and like her friends. So we didn't know, like, is she gonna come sit with us? Like, is there a table for all of them? Are we gonna like need this extra seat? So we had they were like at the door waiting in line to like come in. And then this guy comes over and he's like, oh, can I like, are you guys using that chair? Can I have that chair? And then Bidney's like, no, I think we need this. We have people coming. And he was like, okay, if it was me in that situation, I was asking for the chair, I would be like, okay, totally get it. Like, let me know if you guys, you know, don't end up not needing it or whatever. And I would just keep it pushing. He fucking like, cause it's also like, first of all, you're a man talking to 2 women. So that already kind of sets the tone of like, why are you being a fucking dick? He was like, well, how many people? Okay, now you're fucking annoying me already. And we were like, oh, just like a few, like someone might be sitting here. So, and I started to get pissed because it was just like, how dare you? And then he fucking said, okay, well, how about I just take the chair? After we literally just said, no, I think we might need this. Someone might be sitting here. They were literally at the door. And so I was like, no, we are going to use this. So you can come back in a little bit and see if we don't need it. But like, no, you can't take it. And again, he was like, well, how about I just take it for now? And I was like, no, we have to. Like, it was just, again, this was like a small thing. It's not like it was like this fight or like this huge drama. But it was like, this guy's not fucking listening and being an asshole. And I was just like, pissed. So he saw the vibe, obviously, that I was like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, no, you can't take this chair. Even though I'm being like polite, like I'm not like, you know, about to yell at him, but I was like firm, you know, I'm like, no. And just like shocked that he would like keep fucking pushing it when we just gave you a perfectly reasonable answer. Like, we literally said you can come back in like a second. I just felt like if the roles were reversed, I would understand. I feel like it's not like we're trying to like save this chair so you can't have it. It's like we literally have people coming and like they sat us here, so this is our chair. So then he was finally like, oh, okay, fine, I'll just go find another chair. And I was like, thank you. So that was just like, I mean, I was like, ew, who fucking acts like that? Like, how old are you? And also, again, you're a fucking grown-ass man talking to 2 beautiful women. 2 women, period. But you know what I mean? Like, it was just so weird. But I was fucking proud of myself for fighting back. Again, even though it was like, it was such a like small moment. It's not like it was this huge drama. Like, we're both being polite, you know, the whole time, even though he's fucking being annoying and like continues to push the question when we already said no, which is like such a ew. Like, if I was on a date with someone like that, I would leave. Like, that's such a red flag, because it's like, as a reasonable, respectful person, if someone says no, it's like, okay, like, maybe, you know, I'll be disappointed, or I'll be like, oh, maybe even mad sometimes if like someone says no to you, but it's like, I'm gonna respect the answer, but to continue to push it, especially when it's a stranger. But I was also like, I'm glad that happened, because maybe a few years ago I would have felt like intimidated by this man, or I would have been scared, or I would have just been like, okay, fine, I'll let you bully me, you can have the chair. But I was like I recognized the disrespect right away and fucking did not tolerate it. So it's like just little instances like that where like someone tries to push you around, or someone tries to like, essentially he was trying to like bend or break a boundary. Like we had a boundary of like, we need this chair. No, you can't have this chair. Like, I think we're going to need it. And of course someone did come and sit there. So it was like, it's not like, I don't know, it's not like my purse was on the chair and I'm like lying because I want to keep my purse there or something. You know, it was like, it's like, okay, if we didn't need the chair, I would give you the chair, but we need the chair. Anyway, so yeah, the more you practice it, the more you're like, I mean, this example, again, it's not like it's not like a story time or anything. It's just like an example of like a small little instance where like, if I did not really know what to look for, or that makes it seem like I'm going around looking for red flags everywhere I go. But like, you know, I instantly recognized that as just like, what the fuck? So I was like, no. Whereas in the past, you know, maybe I would have been like, oh my God, like, fine, okay, you can have it. Like, I guess we don't need it. I guess it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Like, we can find another chair. Don't worry. It's like, no, I wouldn't treat someone like that. So why are you treating me like that? Or trying to, bitch. Yeah, go find another fucking chair, you sicko. Sorry. But you know, so yeah, the more you practice it, the easier it gets. And then it's like you practice on fucking rude ass randoms like that, and then you can practice more in, you know, actual relationships with like people that are actually in your life, or people that you do care about. Because I've said it before, but those instances are definitely harder, because it's like, I want this person in my life. Like, you're already a friend to me, or we're already dating, or already in a relationship, or you're a family member I care about, or whatever. So it's so much harder, because it's like, I don't want to be like mean or rude, or feel that way, at least to like someone that is still going to be here, or like that I want to be here. But it's necessary. Like, I think those are the most important relationships that you have to set boundaries in, because those are like the ones that matter, and the ones that we, you know, experience the most in our day-to-day lives. Anyway, if you guys have any story times like that where you fucking like stood up for yourself, let me know. Dude, I saw this TikTok. This was like goals, but these girls were in the airport, and one of the girls is like filming, and it was like, oh, we saw this guy taking pictures of us, like, you know, just like secret little pics, this random ass gross man in the airport. So they literally went up to him and they were like, why are you taking pictures of us? And they just kept following him and asking him, and they were like, delete the photos, like, we want to see you delete the photos. And he was just getting so flustered, and they're being like loud and making a scene, and it was just like literally goals. And then he literally, like, they pressure him so hard, like he just feels so awkward, that he does take out his phone, shows them his camera roll, and deletes the photos. And then they're like, go to recently deleted and delete them, and he does it. And they're like, literally loud as fuck, like, is this anyone's father? Like, whose father is this that is taking photos of women in the airport? Like, literally everyone's looking at them. Like, it was legendary. And I mean, sometimes it's like, I mean, I feel like an airport is pretty like safe in the sense that like, okay, you had to go through security, sir. I don't think you're about to like stab me right here. But sometimes, you know, there are instances where like, out of safety, you either like just feel like it's the best to not say anything, or like there's no one, I was gonna say no one really around to back you up. It's not like anyone was backing up these girls, but like, I don't know, sometimes when it comes to like that, it's like, okay, literally I just want to get out of this alive, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut and like keep it pushing. But something like that, I was like, this is like the best thing I've ever seen. Like, fuck these sickos.
I don't know though, because something like that, it's like they expect you not to say anything. So if you do, like, they're just gonna be so shook. I think I've seen another video where like this guy was taking a video or a picture of a girl like on the train, and I feel like she said something, or she just started like really obviously recording him back, and he like you could see he was just so flustered and like put his phone away. Literally sickos. Like, I hate going out in public. Seriously, like, it's like, okay, yeah, I want to be a little like queen, take the train. I would love to just like go, I don't know, sit outside somewhere sometimes. But it's like, these men are so fucking disgusting, creepy, and have no like respect, or like, I mean, respect, but also just like social cues. Like, regardless of like the whole like trying to have power and control over women thing, like, just like as a person, how do you literally think it's okay, or like that no one's gonna notice if you just like start taking pictures of someone? Ew. That's like my ultimate goal, is to be able to like just call out a random man in public. Again, like, watch out for your safety. Like, seriously, it's better to be safe than practice setting a boundary sometimes. I hate to say it, but we could practice the boundary on the random chair guy. Okay, we don't need to like do it on a scary man on the street. It depends though. Anyway, use your best judgment. This is not a telling you what. This is not an advice. This is just a, what do you think? But let me know if you saw that airport video. Like, yeah. It's just like, seriously, most people aren't going to say anything. So if you do say something, most people are going to just respect you so much and be shook. Goals. Dude, also, it's like, if you're going to date men, make sure you're gaining something. It could be literally anything, but just make sure that you're gaining something. Because otherwise, what do you gain? Like, are you gaining emotional support? Are you gaining, household labor? Are you gaining, like, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I see so many tweets about, like, spoil your man. Send your man money so he can buy lunch. Buy your man the new PS5. And it's like, these bros are just, like, lazy and kind of taking advantage of, like, the fact that women, women are making their own money. It's like, okay, so you expect women to uphold traditional patriarchy of, like, looking good, looking literally, like, so good all the time, and like spending so much money on our appearances and like upkeep and like our fucking nails and hair and skin and body hair and whatever. And then you get to be ugly and you also don't want to pay for anything. Literally, what do we gain from talking to you or dating you or sleeping with you or anything? So make sure you're gaining something. Otherwise, literally don't talk to them, because literally, what do you gain? It's so much better to have peace of mind, peace of notifications, and like not be stressed out, than be entertaining someone, talking to someone, sleeping with someone who isn't even like doing anything for you. Just think about it. Like, we get shamed for like, it's like, okay, men are never like shamed by like, just traditional culture and media for, wanting a conventionally attractive woman or like whatever. Like, obviously, like, people who are with the shits are going to shame them. But, it's like, oh, I want a girl who's a 10 and he's like a fucking 2. But it's like, then women get shamed for also wanting or expecting men to uphold the traditional patriarchal role of like being the breadwinner, doing the manual labor, going to war, whatever. Then we're like called gold diggers and like, oh, just shamed. Like, well, I want an independent woman. Like, if she can't pay for half the meal, if she can't treat me, I don't want her. And it's like, okay, then what are you doing to break traditional cultural expectations? Sitting on your ass all day? Oh, well, I am breaking patriarchy by
not doing anything. I'm breaking patriarchy by not being the breadwinner. I want my woman to fulfill both roles. It's like if you, and I think I've said this before, but in order to like, you know, be in, you know, like a cis hetero relationship with a man, it's like both of you either need to be actively working against it, like both of you, not just you, both, or it just needs to be the traditional vibes. Pay up. I will look cute, but pay up. God. The more you learn, the more you realize how like dumb these guys are, like narfiends. Oh my god, I'm just like, yeah. What do you guys know? You know, call me. Yeah, I saw someone talking about once, like, okay, so many people are just like advancing and like see, you know, how so many of these systems aren't working, and then there's still these guys on Twitter talking about, fellas, what do you think of a $200 date? Should you split the first date? It's like, first of all, how many times are we gonna have this convo? But then also, like, do you have anything else to contribute to the relationship, to society? Like, what are you really like doing? Anyway, rant hours. But yeah, it just like, yeah, I just feel like I see so many TikToks about girls like, you know, complaining about their sneaky link or like whatever. It's like, I just want to let you know, you do not need to go through that. Like, you don't. I'm telling you, you don't. Fuck. Literally the trauma that men cause in this world. Like, yeah. I did want to say one thing about this. So this girl messaged me. I'm going to respond to her personally, but basically she was just talking about how like so many people comment on her body and how she's had this like huge weight loss journey, but she feels even more insecure now because people still like comment on it and be like, just like basically are just like rude. And like, bro, I just want to say, I know like exactly how you feel. I feel like most women, I mean, I know like, you know, men get body shamed too and whatnot, but I feel like there's just like such a pressure put on women, you know, to look a certain way, and like we're just constantly being critiqued for how we look, whatnot. So I don't really know if I have advice for this because you can't really like control other people and what they're gonna say. And I think, but I will say, like, I think when people make comments about your body, and not to be like typical advice, but like it really says so much more about them and their own relationship with like body image and I don't know, you know, I want to say like almost like attractiveness, not attractiveness like level, but just like that whole concept, you know, because it is almost like a social currency, you know, you do get treated better. So I know it's like so frustrating. Trust me, I've literally gone through it my whole life. Like, I can literally remember since elementary school, and then it just got worse. And I mean, there's a difference between being, like, fat shamed and skinny shamed, obvi. But it's still, you know, it just, if anyone is, like, making comments on your appearance as an individual, it's like a lot of that is still going to stick with you. So, you know, if you're skinny shamed, it can still like hurt your feelings or like, you know, just kind of make you always like insecure or self-conscious about that. But it's not like you're being like oppressed in society or like, you know, not have certain privileges. Anyway, y'all know the fucking vibes. But yeah, so when that happens to me, and it's always like people in real life, like it'll literally be like someone I'm friends with, someone I know, someone I just fucking meet, and someone just always, not always, but like, you know, there's always going to be someone who has something to say, a family member who you haven't seen in a while, and you're like, oh, well, you gained weight, you lost weight, oh, well, what happened, or like whatever. And it's like, you just have to remind yourself in that moment, this just says more about them than me. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, it's so hard because it's, especially when you hear the same things over and over from different people, it's like, damn, you just kind of start to like accept that. Or like not accept it, but just like, damn, I guess that's just like how things are. But you just have to say it's wrong. Like, I don't really have an answer for this,
besides like that. And like, I guess you could like, I mean, if you want to be petty, you could like say the same thing to them. Oh, like if they're like, oh, I seen you gain weight, you could be like, yeah, I noticed that about you too. Just to kind of catch them off guard. Or you could, if you wanted to be, you know, a little more respectful and polite, you could just be like, did you mean to say that? Or like, oh, we're commenting about people's weight these days? Or like, or be like, oh, well, I'm about like body positivity, so I don't really, can't really relate to the comments like that. You know, like just saying something, because, you know, most people aren't going to speak up. They're going to just be embarrassed or like not even register the comment until later and then be heard about it then. So if you say something, like if you just think of some responses and then just like have them ready so you can just like say it on beat, I think it kind of makes people like, whoa, I didn't expect that. Like usually when I, you know, body shame people that I haven't seen in a while, they just like agree with me or they like just go along with it. But she actually like said something. And then, you know, it kind of does go with the setting boundary thing. It's like, you're not going to fucking comment on my appearance when, first of all, I didn't ask. I don't know you like that. And like, to like publicly say that or whatever, like, I mean, even if it's just like a one-on-one, but still it's like, that's just weird. I would never do that. And that just goes to show that it's like, I'm aware of that and I don't want to like be like, do people not have self-awareness? Do you not know that your comments like hurt people? And I mean, it's like different online. I mean, like sometimes it can all be hurt online too. But you know, if someone is just like, you're ugly, it's like, okay, you're just like a random. But it just hurts so much more when it's like someone you know or someone you kind of know. Again, a family member, like a friend, like it's just like, ew, like what? I never do that. Like, I don't think I've ever, I don't know. I think even, like, even if you mean it in a good way, like, oh my God, you look so like snatched, or like I feel like sometimes people have like called me skinny as like a compliment, but then it's like, you don't fucking know what I've been through. So like, that's not really a compliment to me, you know? So when I compliment people, I just try to say like, you look so good, or like, you look so like, just stick to like neutral words, like you look so poppin', you look so good, like oh my God, that outfit looks so good on you. Not like, oh my God, you look, I don't know, I feel like snatched, it doesn't really imply like skinny. Like, damn, your ass looks popping in those, or like, oh my God, that flatters you so well. Like, just keep it positive and like that just kind of neutralness, like not, you look so skinny, you look so thick, you look so fat. Imagine someone saying that. I mean, maybe your ass that looks so fat could be like a compliment to someone, but not to someone else, you know? Or like, you look so skinny could be a compliment to someone and not someone else. So just stick to like, you know, neutral words. And then also like there's this whole body neutrality thing of like, you know, let's not even compliment or like talk about, you know, how we look. Like focus on more meaningful compliments, like you're such a good friend, or like your energy just lights up the room, or whatever. But I mean, it's like, okay, sometimes it's like, maybe I don't know you like that, so I don't really know your energy yet, so let me just say you look poppin', or like, oh my God, your hair looks pretty, or whatever. That outfit's cute. You know, it's like, as a thoughtful, normal, regular person, that's what I would say. So obviously someone who's gonna fucking like comment on your appearance or tell you that you gained weight or whatever is like, or lost weight or whatever, no offense, but they're kind of like either just going through I was gonna say they're stupid. They're probably just like, you know, that's how they grew up. They've always been very image focused or body focused and like are insecure themselves. They're just like dumb. They have no social skills, social cues. They've never read a self-help book. They don't really know anything. So it's like, do I really value the opinion of someone like that? You just like honestly have to say that to yourself. But that would be my advice. And yeah, bitch, just know, like, the next time if that happens to any of you listening, just think of me and be like, okay, what? Like, she would not say that. She would not do that. She would fucking bully this person. And then hopefully you feel better. I don't know. But I literally know exactly what you mean because it's literally happened my whole life. And yeah, I mean, I got a BBL. People still comment on how I look. So it's like, you can't really win.
screaming. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to talk about, though, today. Yeah, I honestly really had a lot of fun today. I think it was the extra caffeine, but like this was a good time. A lot of emotions, a lot of rants. But let me know your thoughts on anything that we discussed today, and let me know what you want me to talk about in next week's episode. Don't forget to subscribe on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, whatever. We're not on SoundCloud anymore. My team of me, myself, and I, not on SoundCloud anymore. Because I just wasn't really getting that much traffic there. So I was like, why am I like paying to have all these episodes up if like I'm focusing more on like YouTube and Spotify and Apple Music and Anchor, you know? Anyway, love you guys so much. Set a boundary this week and let me know how it goes. And I'll see you guys next week.